all these rejections from the middle Bollinger Band.
Resistance we're going to need.
If you actually see here, we get a
And we'll look for a healthy higher
I
low.
would not
don't have
be
the
convinced
pullback
to
to
enter a long trade.
Hey everyone, quickie check-in as there's not a whole lot to update. We have a lot of daily inside bars forming, and technically I'm going to consider Bitcoin a double bottom with this daily support down here. On Coinbase, we broke it by $7, but clearly enough of a response that I'm going to call that a double low of key support due to the lack of support below that level before we get to the all-time, shouldn't say all-time, the 2018, 2019 low of Bitcoin if we get back to that level. So daily inside bar that we're going to be watching into tomorrow, and we'll call it the zoom out game. So the zoom out game from yesterday, the 15-minute exponential moving average resistance, we got over it. We zoom out to the hourly. We're getting over that now. We zoom out to the 4 hour. So bears are patiently waiting to see if this is a bear flag. They're watching the exponential resistance, and they're looking for a 4 hour lower high to be set after the RSI cools off from oversold conditions. So at this point, the bulls haven't proven much. It's a nice little bounce. There was a few percentage points depending on what you chose to play. The altcoins have bigger percentage moves than Bitcoin does, and we are, again, looking for that 4 hour lower high to be set because on this bounce, anything under $4,035 is a 4 hour lower high on Bitcoin. So not a whole lot for the bulls to get excited about, and patiently waiting to see how much follow through the bears can get if we do see another attack and another leg down. So everybody's going to have very similar setups. Ethereum slightly different because we did drop to a lower low, so it's technically not a daily inside bar, but the 4 hour time frame is doing similar things. It's just less of a bounce at this point. Not necessarily in terms of percentage, but just in terms of any kind of progress. We're still seeing hourly lower highs. The most important short-term resistance is 128.84. That's the highest price that we've seen on this bounce attempt. And the 4 hour chart hasn't even really started to get its bounce going yet at this point. So a couple little inside bars forming. Just broke this inside bar bullish by 6 cents, but obviously no follow through there. And once we get a bounce going here on the 4 hour time frame, the exponential resistance is dropping down. And again, anything under 150, I'm going to call that a 4 hour lower high. So the bears are very comfortable with a lot of space to work with. Litecoin, inside bar on the daily, double bottom, held support just barely on that bounce attempt. 4 hour time frame, exponential resistances are dropping down. It's a bear flag pattern at this point. It's up to the bulls to prove that it is not a bear flag. And right now, they are not doing that. So there's that channel for the potential bear flag. We'll see if those bears show up into tonight or into tomorrow. Even if the bulls do see another leg up, 4 hour exponential resistance will be right there. So 31.91 is important support on Litecoin. For Ethereum, 121.74 is the important support level. XRP, daily inside bar as well. 4 hour time frame, inside bar, bull break, but a lack of follow through. Tightening range, not getting a lot of follow through. 334 is the top of the bounce at this point. Most important support level is the low of the pullback. That's 315. And again, we're looking at the 4 hour exponential resistance, which is approaching on this slow bounce attempt. And again, these bounce attempts don't have any real bull volume behind it, so it's not really showing us anything in terms of bulls proving their strength. Just like on the bull breaks, there was no volume behind it to prove anything. On these bounces, there's currently no volume behind it to prove anything. So if there's one thing that the bulls are lacking in 2019, it's volume to prove anything. That's our prove it indicator. It's one of the most important indicators along with RSI. RSI in the cryptocurrency space is less meaningful these days. There was a time where it was the backbone of my analysis, and in stocks, it's still the backbone of my analysis, but it's less important with crypto, and we just get to know the changing market environments. We get to know what signals are working. That's not going to always last. That's going to change. And again, that's one reason why, in my opinion, humans still have a bit of an advantage against bots on the grand scheme of things, in the sense that they can see changing environments. Now, if machine learning comes along and intelligent systems, that could change. But just in terms of the human's ability to recognize, hey, this RSI signal has been working and now it's no longer working. I mean, if we're going to have a bot trading off those RSI signals, we as humans are going to have to manually go in and then readjust those levels that it acts on and tweak things, because in the past year and a half, 2 years, we've seen many different market cycles where different signals were the ideal ones to be going off of. So again, RSI is less important. Volume is more important to me at this time. And then you might just say, well, these exchanges are, we know that they're doing wash trading and making artificial volume. And that's absolutely true as well. It's something we have to be aware of. So it's still, in this current scenario, the bulls do not have any volume to prove anything. So while we're aware that some volume is false and misleading, we're not seeing any bull volume, so there's nothing false or misleading about just an absolute no-show of volume. BCH USD, just want to touch back on this one. This is on Coinbase, and you obviously can't short BCH on Coinbase, but just wanted to point out how beautiful the equilibrium bear break was and the follow-through that we saw from it. So just continued tightening ranges of higher lows and lower highs. The bear break occurred right here at 152.25. Any bear that would have entered on that break saw an instant big shift down and a 12 to 15% gain on that pullback, and we're now in an area with no support. Just want to check the individual names here. BCH, ABC, another one, beautiful equilibrium bear break. 151.19, dropped straight down under 130. And let's see if BCHSV was the same, and it was. So beautiful bear breaks across the board for BCH. Those tight daily patterns giving follow through with the volume behind it. I appreciate you watching. Very quick update here, and we'll see you tomorrow. And potentially, we'll see if the bears make an attempt to confirm 4-hour bear flags and head down to test the lows of the current dump. Thanks again. Do good things, and hope you have a great Friday. I'm going to share with you all my trading trinket good luck charms that I keep on my trading desk and travel around with me. The first is an elephant from one of our members. I believe he sent that from Thailand. Second is your standard moose when you need the bulls to show up. Then I got Bert. Gave that to my grandfather 20 years ago. And the real winner, this is a gold-plated horseshoe that my grandfather got. He was in the Battle of the Bulge, but this is from a French farmer who let them stay in his barn overnight. And he put gold plating on it and then gave it to him on his way out. So that's what I use for good luck. And I highly suggest that you all have little trinkets for your own. Can't hurt.